Hey, how's it going? It's Chris and Joy. We're out for a walk with the dog, and today we're going to be talking about DVDs. We used to have a pretty decent collection of VHS tapes, which for Gen X, that's pretty much what we grew up with. I'll never forget our first VCR back in, golly, I guess it was the early 80s, and it was like an alien piece of equipment hit. It was amazing. You could record stuff on TV, you could fast forward stuff, you could fast forward through commercials, stuff that you taped, and then you could go down to the video store and actually pick out a movie. It was amazing. I remember when Star Wars came out when I was little, talking to my friend John about how amazing it would be to be able to have my own copy of Star Wars and be able to watch it whenever I wanted to. You're talking like 7, 8-year-old kids, and it was just something you couldn't wrap your head around. And that was back when people were going to see the movie like multiple times in the theater because that was the only way you could see it again. Now you could pull it up on probably half a dozen well, I guess it's on Disney at this point. But the point is, DVDs had really taken over for quality of the image and the sound. I remember our first DVD player. It was a decent amount of money for what it would cost compared with the VHS. But the picture was so much better. And we were just talking about this the other day, how we would go to the video store when we first got married and pick out a couple movies on a Friday night. We'd get a pizza. It was great. And just watching whatever we wanted to and kind of strolling through the video store. It was like a little mom and pop place. And we never really had a Blockbuster near us until later on. But so the article that I looked at today talks about Gen Z embracing physical media, all the DVDs and things that they can hold in their hand compared with pulling it up on streaming services. This guy, last name Gannon, I'll link the article in the comments. But he said, I want something I put on my shelf. I can go shopping in my closet, grab something, pop it in instead of spending an hour scrolling through Netflix to find something and then just turning on the same TV show. We don't watch the same shows all the time, do we?
We do that. We have our 80s and 90s sitcoms in rotation.
Yeah, big Seinfeld fans. Of course, The Office.
Friends.
We recently finished Friends again. These are comfort shows. For me, it's Breaking Bad.
I don't find that comforting.
I love that show. The cinematography, the storytelling, the struggle as you watch Walter White descend into becoming Heisenberg. It's just, I don't know, I love it. And even Breaking Bad. But what a lot of these young people are finding, instead of scrolling through all these services trying to find something, they like the idea of having something that they can pick up and watch things that they've enjoyed. And we've talked about this before too. How many times do you go looking for a particular movie, especially if it's one I'm talking to my kids about? Oh, you got to see this movie, and you can't find it on any streaming services.
Or if you find it, you have to rent it for $15 or $20 to watch it.
Yeah, it's frustrating because, and that's the point in the article, is that before streaming services, you could go to Blockbuster. Redbox came out years later. Hollywood Video, a lot of mom and pop stores, and you could just walk the aisle and pick something up, whether it's a new release. And that was always fun, seeing what new movies were out, and trying to get there before they're all rented. Or you just kind of go through sci-fi or I'm not a horror movie fan, but
drama, comedy.
Sections. Yeah. So you could always find, oh man, I haven't seen this in forever. Let's rent this. And sometimes I'd have seen a movie and Joy hadn't, so we'd rent that. So I kind of miss that. I miss just browsing and looking at the boxes. And it's so different when you're scrolling through a service. And I remember when years ago we had cable, up over $200 a month for cable, and we watched maybe the same 8 or 10 channels out of, I don't know, a couple hundred, and never used the others. So we moved several years back after we downsized and kids went on to college and moved away. I'm like, we're paying all this money for cable. Let's just ditch all that. Go with a Roku, get a few services, and see how we do. And I don't miss cable at all. But the problem is, more and more, these channels are coming out with content that's specific to their channel. And if you want to watch it, you have to subscribe. Now, the good part is you can pick and choose. A lot of times, we might sign up for a service for a month or two and kind of binge what we want to watch and cancel it. Because Apple is kind of big on that. We've done that a few times.
Yeah, it's not something that we watch every week. So if there's a series, we'll wait till all the episodes are out, and then watch it, and then cancel out.
Yeah.
And then there's a few network shows, like The Amazing Race is on. We'll get a Paramount subscription to watch that.
We love Amazing Race. For years, we kept saying we needed to be on it. I think we're at the point now. I think we would just be mad.
I'm way too old for that.
We say that. There's plenty of people who are older than us have been on it, but it's a struggle, and it could be pretty stressful at this point. I don't need that in my life. Anyway, so talking about this here, before streaming platforms dominated home entertainment, we had all the different services or stores. But Vidiots, people are renting on average 170 movies a day. Hey, how's it going? And so it's this place now that they're renting out titles just like the old video store. And they open it up and they're renting out 170 movies daily and 500 titles in just one day. So it kind of ebbs and flows, but they're renting them for like $3. They have Heartbreak Kid, Wild at Heart, movies that we remember from the 80s and 90s. But this place in the article talks about when they opened in 2023, they loaned out about 22,000 movies. But now they're up to about 50,000. I don't know why this keeps coming over to me. So the numbers keep going up. People are coming more and more to rent their movies. And the best part is a lot of times, a movie you want to watch, it's out there. It's out there. Maybe you don't have time to watch it, and it gets deleted off the platform. With the movie store, you can go get a physical copy and just watch it whenever you want to, and for $3. One of the things that's been frustrating for me and Joy is we pay for these services, so even if they have the movie, now we've got to watch ads through them, which is insane. So we're paying for a service, and then they're like, well, you can still watch them, but if you don't want the ads, now you got to pay more. It's just getting frustrating. So I find it interesting in this article that Gen Z of all are the ones that are really gravitating to the old stuff. And people want to own things and build libraries. It's said in this article. And Barnes & Noble's media section demographics skew toward younger shoppers. So they're starting to notice this. I don't know why this keeps coming over to me. I'm trying to keep Joy. Anyway, but like even my dad, for years he has collected DVDs and Blu-ray. He'll be at the store. He'll see, maybe some movies that he might like, or he's not sure, I'm sure he's ever seen. He has all the James Bond movies, which is cool. A lot of times when we go visit, he'll say, "Why don't you go find a movie or two and watch a movie?" So it's fun to go and see maybe something I've never seen, or something we hadn't seen in forever. Of course, we watch the Christmas classics. We watch Die Hard 1, 2, and 3 typically. So we always have to watch those. But we hadn't really done anything with our movie collection in a long time. Like, we have some DVDs. We have a lot of old VHS that I think we got rid of some. I need to look at getting rid of some more or doing something with them. But what are your thoughts on it? Are you tired of the streaming services and some of the restrictions and the lack of content that you want to watch?
Fees.
What'd you?
And the fees.
Oh, I thought you said bees.
The fees and the commercials.
Yeah, the fees, the commercials. It just feels like they're continuing to squeeze us as customers, trying to get out as much as they can without really giving us everything. And I get like Netflix, they have all this stuff that they keep doing, all these shows, but it's just too much, and a lot of it's just not great. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you have your own movie collection? Is that something you can see other people starting to build? As always, like and subscribe. We would appreciate that, and we'll see you in the next one.